I stand up to speak in favor of the address of the Honorable Governor of Goa and support the address made by the Honorable Governor. I would like to appreciate all the work done by the government, headed by the Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant. Several initiatives and road infrastructure that we see in Goa today has been started by our government, by our central leaders, by Shri Narendra Modi ji, and all the roads, all the bridges, all the major thousands of crores of infrastructure we see today in Goa is thanks to our central leadership. And the road work, the road infrastructure, that's a major, it's a backbone of any state for development. A tourist state like Goa, if we need development, we can't just have the opposition opposing every move by the government every time. So if we don't have this infrastructure, if we don't have these roads, we don't have the tourists coming into Goa. So we see all, and if we want more high-end tourists coming into Goa, we need all this infrastructure in Goa today. And that has happened. This is a reality today because of the vision of Shri Modi ji, Shri Gadkari ji, who's the Union Minister for Highways and Roads. And this has happened because of them and our Honorable Chief Minister, Sawant ji. And we see, so we have to appreciate this infrastructure that has happened here today, all the initiatives, all the schemes started by our government, which has reached every grassroots level, every household. I think every woman today, whether the Grah Aadhar scheme, whether the Swavlamban scheme, whether the scheme for the widows, all the schemes has reached every household, and we see this happening for the last so many years since the BJP has taken over. Our government has promised free cylinders, and that's going to happen. That's going to be a reality soon. For tourism, to take this forward, to take this state forward, our tourism, because as it is because of the stoppage of mining, income has stopped. Tourism is the next backbone, and to take this forward, we need this infrastructure. And as we fly down into Goa, when we see the infrastructure in Goa, you see how many thousands of crores of rupees have been spent on a small state like Goa by the central government. And this is really to be appreciated, because if this had not happened, we wouldn't have all the bridges and all the best infrastructure I think we see that has happened in the last 8 years, thanks to our Prime Minister Modi ji and our Honorable CM Sawant ji. There are a lot of issues which the governor had spoken about, but I wouldn't want to go into details about that. I just want to speak a little about women empowerment. I just want to speak on women empowerment. It's very important that we have a specific scheme to empower women, especially in rural areas, because my constituency is a rural area. So I would like to speak on that. Especially, I would request the government that the government starts a scheme for the ladies, especially at least for a year, where you give 0% interest for them to start a business of their own, whether it is mushroom cultivation, kundi saris, so all this kind of business which our ladies self-help groups can start, agarbatti making, which is very popular in the rural areas. All these schemes, if the government can start giving them a 0% interest loan, all these activities can be promoted in our rural areas especially. So, I would request, like under a mentorship of a particular officer, a cluster can be created for especially kunbi saris or activities like mushroom cultivation to empower women. We have to work as a teamwork, and with the government, we have to ensure that we create a market for this and give a market to our ladies. Again, I would like to appeal to the Chief Minister and also to Honorable Industries Minister to consider Sattari Taluka as a cluster, especially for mushroom cultivation, kundi saris, and agarbatti making, and such activities for our self-help groups and for our ladies. In addition, I would also like to mention that I think recruitment of women in our police force should increase, and we have to give them all the support possible and see that more women are employed in the police force. We see, I think our government under the leadership of Modi ji is the only government where we see quite a bit of equal representation of women in the armed forces, and we haven't seen this before happening. So I want to congratulate our government and the union government for doing this and bringing, we always talk about equality, but we see that happening now. We see representation for women in different spheres, different sectors of society increasing, and the reality of 33% reservation for women also will be a reality very soon. So I just want to congratulate Honorable Chief Minister again on his vision for Atmanirbhar Bharat Swayambhur Goa, and I want to thank speakers for allowing me to speak today. Thank you.